So Mojo is very upset. Just last night he was attacked, and he was not attacked by a predator, but he was attacked by one of our goats. And although I'll just get out right now and say he is fine. We'll get into that story here in a little bit, but I want to kind of talk about livestock guardian dogs and Mojo and his role here on the farm. And I think his feelings are hurt more than anything, right, Bubba? Your feelings hurt? Yeah. You got dirt in your mouth. So guys, if you're new to the channel, Mojo is a 130-pound Great Pyrenees. He's a big old boy. He is our oldest livestock guardian dog, and he actually guards our Pico goats over here in the Pico pen, and he also does perimeter checks around the whole farm. He guards the chickens, the turkeys, and Sheriff Skeeter in the house, and he also guards the cats because the cats like to use him as a mattress. And I'm going to show you the goat that attacked Mojo. So if you guys follow us, watch most of our videos, every time I come out here to feed, we're going to replay this here in a little bit. Every time I come out here to feed, I have a bucket in my hand, and I open that gate and I come right in here. Well, Mojo usually follows me because his feed bowl is right here, and I dump his feed in, and then I feed the goats. Well, last night, I walk in this gate, and as always, I expect Chip. You know, he's kind of being ornery because some of the girls are in heat. They're ready to be bred. I walk in with the bucket of feed, and I just poured Mojo's feed in the bowl, and Mojo went to eat, and then all of a sudden Chip looked at Mojo, and he ran at him and headbutted him right in the chest, and the fight was on. Mojo, it took him for a surprise, you know, because he has the trust of these goats, and he also trusts these goats because he knows these goats have horns, and you know, they can be aggressive sometimes. Not normally, but you know, if you get in their way or something and they're on a mission, they'll swing their heads around and stuff. But this guy right here ran and charged and rammed Mojo right in the chest. So I think his days here are pretty much numbered. We'll probably get rid of him pretty quick. He's not really an aggressive goat, but we are pretty much done using him as a breeder. We need to get some new bloodline in, or use one of his offspring even. Probably quit using him. But anyways, if he was mean, like aggressive every time I come out here, I would get rid of him. He would be in the freezer. But what it is these does are in heat, and it makes them do weird things right now. But we can't allow that. We cannot be allowing that to happen. It's our duty to protect the dogs. It's our duty to protect all the animals on the farm, even though Mojo, that's his job to protect these goats. Can't be having that type of activity going on. So every once in a while when we come out here, like I said, I got that feed bucket in my hand, and Chip will swing his horns around, and it comes right to the bottom of my pockets on my legs, like right on the on my thigh, and he will leave bruises because when he swings his head around, it's with a lot of force. And you know, we got 2 young kids that come out here sometimes, and you can't be having that happen to them, because if he knocked them down, then the goats all, you know, stampeded pretty much on them. They could get seriously hurt. And even my wife Rachel, she gets bruises on her legs all the time from Chip as well. Shadow, are you using me as a scratching post, girl? Come here, I'll scratch your head. Hey, Ghostface. What do you know, girl? What do you know, Ghostface? So anyways, guys, we'll do an interview. We'll do a little bit more interviewing with Mojo here in a little bit. It is feeding time. That's what they're waiting on. But I wanted to come out here and talk about that first. And it's really upsetting that we're gonna have to get rid of Chip, but we can't be allowing him to do that to Mojo. And like I said, he don't just do it to do it. He does it because Mojo is right there and one of the does is right there. And I don't know if he's seen Mojo as competition or what, but it could have easily busted Mojo's teeth out. He could have horned him in the eye, anything like that. And even though he didn't intentionally want to hurt him, we can't even have that risk. So we'll be getting rid of Chip here before long. It'll be, I don't know when, but one day you'll see a video and Chip will no longer be on the farm. So there's that. Chip. Whoop, whoop. Can't be doing that, buddy. No more. As you can see, the goats have knocked a lot of their hay down on the ground. I have got to get a panel put on this feeder because they are absolutely wasting this. They're still eating a lot of it, but once it's on the ground, you know how they are. They're goats, they have to climb on it. They go to the bathroom on it, and then they will no longer hardly eat it. And that's a lot of wasted hay right there. We can't be having that because them hay bales are not cheap. So I think as soon as they get this hay bale the rest of the way eaten, I'll have to probably haul this hay feeder over to the shop, and I will try to get that panel welded on there. Because we can't be having that for sure. So before we go feed the animals, I need to prep some dinner. And in our last video, we were cooking some bacon, and we got a lot of responses from you guys saying, how can I get some fresh farm bacon like that? Well, look no further, because you can receive your very own free bacon for life. New members that sign up for ButcherBox today save $100. Get $20 off each box for the first 5 months, plus 1 pack of bacon in every box for the lifetime of your membership. After a long, busy day, there's no better feeling than knowing I can skip the grocery store because I have food I can trust already waiting for me in the freezer. ButcherBox takes the guesswork out of finding high-quality meat with humanely raised beef, pork, chicken, seafood, and more delivered right to your doorstep. ButcherBox promises high-quality meat, delicious 100% grass-fed beef, free-range organic chicken, pork raised crate-free, and wild-caught seafood. With an unbeatable value, average costs equal less than $6 per meal. Box options and delivery frequencies to fit your needs. Cancel anytime with no penalty. Great tasting, high quality meat you can feel good about delivered right to your doorstep with free shipping. ButcherBox sources from farmers and fishermen who meet the highest standards for quality. You choose your box and delivery frequency. They offer 5 boxes, 4 curated box options, as well as the popular custom box, so you get exactly what you and your family love. ButcherBox ships your order frozen at the peak of freshness and packed in an eco-friendly 100% recyclable box. Thank you so much to ButcherBox for sponsoring today's video, and if you guys want to try ButcherBox, don't forget you can save $100 and get $20 off each box for the first 5 months, plus 1 pack of bacon in every box for the lifetime of your membership. Just click on the link down in the description below. All right, guys, I'm here with the man himself. He's waiting on his dinner, right, Mojo? And like I said, he was not hurt, but I think his feelings got hurt more than anything. And this is a big old dog, a 130-pound dog. You know, he probably weighs about the same as Chip, but Chip has those horns on his head. But he don't have these big old teeth like Mojo does. And Mojo grabbed a hold of him as soon as he headbutted him, and he let him know, hey, that ain't cool. And although I know Mojo would put him back in his place, you know, I stepped in and broke it up pretty quick because Mojo isn't gonna tolerate a goat being aggressive like that, right, buddy? He wants to shake. So anyways, like I said, Mojo did not intimidate or instigate. Mojo didn't instigate him or nothing at all. He was sitting right there as I fed him, and Chip came up there and ran at him, and he actually hit him right here, like underneath his neck and his chest with his horns. And show him where he did it, right there. Yep. And it really threw Mojo off guard, and Mojo went into attack mode, and luckily I was right there when it happened, and I was able to kind of get Chip. I grabbed him by the horns and said, get out of here and leave him alone. And there's our other little buddy. There's old Deputy Smeagol. Sheriff Skeeter deputized you, didn't he? Yeah, he did. Got the deputy because Skeeter's in the house, and we can't always have Skeeter out here on patrol. So we gotta have Smeagol come with us sometimes, right? You all right now, huh? We'll get rid of old stinky Chip. How about that? You ain't gotta worry about him no more. Okay? What do you think? You gonna arrest him? All right, goats. It's your dinner time now. Mr. Leesky, you wanna be fed first? Oh. See if I can do this without busting these eggs in my pocket. Hey, Quack Pack. Good evening, fellas. Good evening, Mr. Leesky. What do you know, Bubba? Here you go. And like always, I got you 2 fresh eggs straight from the chickens, you know what? Right here. Hey, hold on. He can't even wait. He can't even crack it. I've had them in the fridge and they're nice and cold. You want it? There you go. Hey, Skeeter, I just laid one down. Hey, drop that. What are you doing? Hey, that's Leesky's. Don't be a thief. So I just laid this egg down on the ground to crack the other one, and cracked this one, reached down to get the other one, and it was gone. Mr. Skeeter took it. What do you think? Huh? What do you think? You like eggshells? Here, look at that sticky off my hand. All right, there you go, man. I'll get you an egg later. Oh, man. You can't set nothing down here. Either the chickens get it, the cats get it, or Skeeter gets it, or Mojo takes it. There's always somebody that will run off with something. All right, let's see if these babies are still using their creep feeder. Hey, Mr. L. We're gonna have a little conversation in just a minute. All right. Set this bucket out here. Look at this one's ears. Hey! His ears are kind of crooked. I don't know if it's from the ear tag or what. Alright. So let's go talk about these bucks. So, the whole topic of this video is Mojo being attacked. Now, at this moment, we do not have a livestock guardian dog over here with our Kikos and our Spanish. However, every once in a while, we let Mojo in this pasture. He goes around, does his perimeter checks and all that, you know, marks the territory of our property, and that deters predators like coyotes and bobcats, because when they smell the urine of like a big dog, they know, hey, there's a dog over here. If we get over there, we're liable to get attacked or get killed by that dog, so let's not mess with the livestock. Well, L, he is about 2 years old. He is our alpha buck over here. He's a full-blood Kiko. He has never shown any aggression at all. He is half brothers to Chip, the one that attacked Mojo. Chip is half pygmy, half Kiko. This one is full Kiko. And you can see his horns. He's a little bit bigger frame. His horns are a little bit bigger, and he is not aggressive at all. He will let me, you know, he'll let me pet him. When Mojo comes out here with me, he doesn't swing his head around or nothing, you know. They just keep their distance. However, Chip, on the other hand, he likes to get up to Mojo and kind of do this and try to get him out of his way. And he's been doing the same thing to me. I've got bruises on my hip right now. I'm not gonna pull my pants down and show you, but I promise you I got bruises, because just about every time I walk through that gate over there with that orange bucket, if I don't have that bucket right down here in front of me, yeah, he would swing his horns and probably hit me in a bad spot. So I use that as a shield, and as soon as I get out of here, I'm gonna walk over there and we're gonna feed him, and we're gonna see if he does it. I've got to feed him a little different than I have been doing, because I don't want him and Mojo right there at the same time as I'm walking in there with that feed, because I don't want to have to go through that again. So we'll talk more about that when we get over there. Right now I'm trying to, if you guys seen the last video, these little kids were using the creep feeder. They were in there eating, and this morning when I come to let them out, I noticed there was 2 or 3 of them in there, and they were getting some breakfast out of there as well. And you can see one just went in there. And they finally picked it up. Goats are pretty smart animals. It just takes them a little time sometimes. They're pretty curious. But once they find a good place to find some fresh food, they will not forget it, I promise you that. You can see they're getting little nibbles. And let me show you the difference between those guys and these. These are adults. You can see how fast they cleared all that food out of here. Look how fast their mouths are moving. I mean, they just suck it up like vacuums. And I don't even know if they chew most of it. It seems like they just swallow it because they're wanting to eat it as fast as possible so they can eat as much as possible. Now these little guys right here, they're not fully weaned. They are still drinking milk from their mom's udders. And you can see they have food in their mouth and they're chewing it up. But they are new to these pellets and the food and the grain. So they're still figuring out how to use their teeth. So they are chewing it up and swallowing it, but they're just getting, you know, a few pebbles or pellets in their mouth at a time, not pebbles. And they're chewing it up and they're learning how to chew. Now, once they get done chewing on the food and all that, they'll get out and they'll probably come get a drink from their mom's milk. Milk does the body good, right? So you can see over here, we've got some of these kids. They sneak back here on the back, and sometimes some of this grain falls on the ground. You can see right there. They like to clean that up, but they figured out how to get behind this feed bunk, and they get up on the back side of the feed bunk, and they can actually fit their mouths down here where I pour the feed, and they get on this back side and they eat over there so they don't get trampled by the big goats. And then you got the chickens that are always doing cleanup in here. Now they're just playing in the creek. All right, let's go get another pail of feed and go feed. Look at all these kids. We'll go feed Chip and Mojo and see what happens. I don't like animal violence at all, so if we can avoid it, that's what we're gonna do. You guys can't fit through there. You're a little too big now. And there they go. Skeeter, it's time to go feed Mojo. And since you're the sheriff, I'd like you to come with me and bring one of your deputies, please. Smeagol, you up for it? We're gonna go feed Mojo and Chip and make sure they don't get into it again, okay? You up for it, Smeagol? Huh? You up for it? Let's go, buddy. All right, Skeeter, round up the posse. It's time to go feed Mojo. Come on, let's go feed Mojo. Let's go feed Mojo. Randy, I promise I'll feed you, buddy. Just wait your turn. Hey, what'd I just tell you? Here. Hey, Randy, here. I told you, brother, I got you. Always hook Randy up. See what I'm saying? As soon as I set a pail down or anything down, someone's always trying to steal it. Gracie, you're not supposed to let them chickens still feed. You don't know nothing. All right, see if the posse's ready to go. Come on, Grace, let's go feed Mojo. Skeeter, come on. Skeeter, Smeagol, come on. Skeeter, where you at? Skeeter, Smeagol. I don't know where he went. So you can see the old man, he's sitting there waiting, and I've got a little surprise for him right now. I've got an extra egg in my pocket for him. I usually feed him 2, but since he's a little bit down and got his feelings hurt from Chip, I'm gonna give him an extra egg. How about that? That make you feel better? Huh? Make you feel better? Yeah, you're a good boy. You're a good boy, aren't you? All right, so we're gonna do this a little bit different. So instead of letting Mojo come in with me, I'm gonna go ahead and feed the goats first. So Chip will get away from the gate and he'll start going and eating and get his mind off the girls, hopefully. I don't know where my posse's at. Skeeter, come on. I don't know where my posse's at. I need some backup. So I got the eggs in my pocket. Mojo's food's right here. Big bully is right here waiting for me. He knows. He's like, I don't know about this, Dad. I don't want no problems again. Skeeter, come on. Where's Smeagol and Skeeter? Huh? Where's Smeagol and Skeeter? Smeagol, Skeeter. Alright, I guess I'm gonna have to give up on my posse. I'm gonna have to find a new sheriff. Skeeter! Where did he go? Did he run in the house? Did your brother go in the house? Okay, I got one of the deputies. Come on, Smeagol. Let's do this together, buddy. You got my back? Alright, let's go. Alright, here we go. So I always throw some food to try to give me a little bit of clearance through the gate. And what this does is it occupies, a few of the goats. Now watch what happens when I walk through this gate. One, Shadow's gonna jump up every time and try to get her head in the bucket. Two, look at this. If I don't use this bucket as a shield, look what he does. So if you were new to this goat and you walk in here with a bucket you've never fed over here, and you don't have this bucket down here in front of you as a shield, he's gonna get you. Now, does he do that if I don't have the bucket? No, he never does. Alright. Make some pies for some of the little ones. Some of the chickens. And you can see who is a good boy and is patiently waiting. Alright, deputy, I think it went good this time. You ready, Mojo? Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy. Come on. You ready to eat? Okay, you can play now, I guess, because that's all you're going to do anyway. Hold on. I promised you. I promised you. There's one. Two. One more. This one's a banny egg, so that's like a half. You want me to leave that in there? Okay. There you go. I'll leave you alone. I don't like to get bothered while I eat either. What do you know? What? One of these days you're gonna catch you a chicken, aren't you, Smeagol? He said, one of these days, one of these chickens is gonna act up and I'm gonna arrest them. Aren't you? You a good boy? Huh? You big enough to arrest Chip? Huh? You big enough to put Chip in jail? Probably not. So let's go take a look. Hey, there's Butterscotch. How do you know Butterscotch? Alright, let's go see what the bully's doing. Let's go watch him and see how he acts around these other goats. Like I said, he is not an aggressive goat. It's just some of his actions, guys. If we had an aggressive goat, they would they'd be in the freezer in a heartbeat. There's one little banny roosters, little Pedro Jr. Chip, you got anything to say to Mojo, buddy? Hey, you got anything to say to Mojo? So normally I would not get down on a goat's level like this, but he usually doesn't show any aggression towards me unless I got that bucket in my hand. So you can see he's quite a bigger goat. He just kind of bullies his way in, and yeah, he does what he wants. Hey, this ain't the time for that, bud. Hey, let him eat. So you can see how big his horns are. They're not quite as big as L's. And if you guys follow us, we leave all the horns on our goats. All of our newborn kids that are not born naturally pulled, we leave their horns on. And just like the other day, whenever he decided to ram Mojo, that was the first thing I did. I just grabbed him by the horns, then he can't really do anything. Now if you get a big full-blood Kiko, it weighs about 300 pounds or something, you grab them by the horns, you better hold on because they will throw you around. So if you guys remember Jerkface, Jerkface was a goat. He was a Kiko buck that Daniel Arms over at Arms Family Homestead raised, and we actually bought Jerkface's son, one of his offsprings from Daniel, and we named him Jerkface Jr. And I know a lot of you guys remember that because a lot of you have been with us for the past couple years here on YouTube. And just last year we got rid of Jerkface because it was about summertime last year, June or July, and I was standing right here and I don't remember what all was going on, but I tried to grab Jerkface for some reason. I think he was jumping in and out of the fence, and I went to grab him because he wasn't supposed to be in this pen. He was supposed to be over there with the Kikos and the Spanish. Well, anyways, I came over here to get him, and when I grabbed him, he jumped up and he knocked my front tooth out. So he wasn't aggressive either. It was just the actions, you know. Once these goats get full grown, they are strong, and you just, you know, they're very strong. They can jump, and then they got these big bulletproof horns pretty much on the top of their head, and if they hit you, they're gonna hurt. Just like chip leaving bruises on my thighs, and Jerkface Jr. knocking my front teeth out. So like I said again, they're not aggressive. It is what it is. You have to be careful, and you know, it's time for Chip to go. It might be a month before we get rid of him. I don't know yet, but he will eventually be gone. He'll probably go to an auction or something. You know, I don't want to sell him to anyone I know really, or another farm, because I can't guarantee that he won't headbutt somebody or throw his horns around and hit them or trip them. I don't want to be responsible for that. And when you buy an animal at an auction, a livestock auction, there's no guarantees with anything. You're buying it as is. You don't know what you're getting. Normally when you buy an animal at an auction, it is a problem that someone else just got rid of. So always remember that if you want to start a goat herd or any kind of herd, try to buy from a reputable farmer or someone you know if they sell that type of livestock. Don't buy your first animals from an auction, because you're probably buying someone else's problem, or either a goat or a cow that jumps over the fence all the time, or one that's always sick. You don't want to do that. So we learned the hard way, trust me. So anyways, guys, I'm going to wrap it up. Thank you so much for tuning into this video. Remember, check out ButcherBox, link down in the description for free bacon for life. That is an awesome deal for those of you that were wanting to know how to get your own farm fresh food delivered straight to your door. You can't beat ButcherBox, so check them out. I don't think you'll be disappointed at all. Subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, and we'll see you next time.